Welcome to our third grade presentation, From Sea to Shining Sea. During the program, using narration, songs, and quotes, we will tell you some of the main events in United States history and what was happening in our community Temecula at the same time. To begin our program, we will sing America the Beautiful.
Scientists believe that the Native Americans in North and South America came from Asia. Long ago, there was a way to get to the Americas on a land bridge over what is now called the Bering Strait.
They believe the natives crossed the land bridge in search of food. Groups of people settled in different places such as valleys, plains, deserts, and forests.
Each group had to learn to meet their needs for food, shelter, and clothing in different ways. This ability to change according to one's environment called adaptation.
The Native Americans who settled in Temecula were hunters and gatherers. They collected acorns and made a mush called vilash.
Hunting made up only a small part of their diet. They wore little or no clothes. When they did wear clothes, it would be protection from the cold.
The Native Americans who lived in this area had 3 different types of shelters they built from the natural resources found in this area. The shelters were the kish, the ramada, and the pit house.
They were religious people who believed in one God. They believed he would reward them if they were good or punish them if they were bad. If they were really bad, he might sometimes send them an earthquake or use an army.
Many people wonder how Temecula got its name. One legend is that Indian chief Nahakish stood over the hill looking down the valley. He named it Temuku, which means sun shining through the mists. In 1620, the Pilgrims arrived from England. They came to the New World because they wanted religious freedom.
Colonists who had come seeking freedom of worship no longer wanted to be a part of England. They didn't like the king's laws or his manner of enforcing them.
They fought back when the king sent soldiers trying to make them obey. This was the beginning of our Revolutionary War. Here is a voice from our past explaining some of the things of the time.
I am Thomas Jefferson.
I wrote these famous words in the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they were endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
America won its independence from England. The new country continued to grow. People with many different beliefs and backgrounds came to America.
The Temecula Valley was a part of Mexico during this time. Mexico was under the Spanish rule.
In 1797, Juan Alberto de Santiago came to this valley looking to build a mission outpost for San Juan Capistrano. He was the first European to see this valley. He did not build a mission here.
Later, Father Perry from San Luis Rey Mission met the Native Americans living here. The Native Americans became mission Indians. Their way of life was changed forever.
Things changed again for the Native Americans in Temecula. Just as the colonists want to be rid of the Spanish rule, Mexico wants to be free of the English rule.
In 1821, Mexico won her independence from Spain.
Pio Pico, the last Mexican governor of California, claimed ownership of the mission lands in Temecula.
He and several others divided up, sold, or gave the lands away to individual Mexicans. They did this so Mexicans could remain to the land if the United States of America went to war over the land and Mexico lost.
The Native Americans who had become mission Indians no longer had a place to live. While the Spanish, Mexicans, and Americans were dividing up the West, the eastern part of the country continued to grow. Daniel Boone began the Wilderness Road, which allowed settlers to cross the Appalachian Mountains and settle in Kentucky. Always searching for more land or new experience, Americans built underground trails along which people traveled from one place to another. The Southern Immigrant Trail was a route that passed through Temecula and went north through Los Angeles to San Francisco. Baseball has been providing us with fun and excitement for more than 100 years.
Even though the game has gone through many changes, rules, and equipment, the first game of baseball as we know it today was played in Hoboken, New Jersey in 1846.
The New York Nine beat the New York Knickerbockers that day 23-1. In 1848, gold was discovered at Sutter's Mill in Northern California. As you may expect, many people began coming to California in search of their fortune. They are called the 49ers.
Eureka! There's gold in them there hills.
The very next year, California became the 31st state and Temecula became a part of Riverside County. The Butterfield Overland Stagecoach coming west from St. Louis, Missouri stopped in Temecula. It only operated for a few years because the great battles of the Civil War interfered with its route.
One of the reasons the Civil War was fought because most southern states wanted to own slaves, and most northern states wanted to outlaw slavery.
With the help of many brave people like Harriet Tubman, slaves from the south ran away to the north where they knew they could be free. Here are a few words from Harriet Tubman.
I'm Harriet Tubman. I was born a slave. When I was 29 years old, I ran away to Philadelphia because Pennsylvania was a free state. Over the next 10 years, I helped over 300 slaves escape to freedom, including my own family.
These runaway slaves traveled on the Underground Railroad, which was really not a railroad at all, but a network of safe houses and hiding places for escaping slaves.
The North Star was a guide on the stage's trip.
Consolation to the little dipper which we call the drinking gold, come to the North Star, a guide of freedom. The Civil War between the northern and southern states lasted 4 years. The North won and all states became free of slavery. During the war, Abraham Lincoln was president. Here are some of his words.
I am Abraham Lincoln. In giving freedom to the slaves, we assure freedom to the free. This nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom. The government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth.
The Civil War was an especially sad time because it divided families and neighbors. Fathers fought sons, brothers fought brothers.
Can you imagine the women and children watching the road to see their father, son, or brother would ever come home again? 600,000 men died during the Civil War.
To 1982 was a quiet time in Temecula. There was little growth, however.
Louis Wolff opened a store by what is now the Shell station on Margareta Avenue. He also became a postmaster.
The Temecula School District was formed, and the ever-busy Louis Wolff was the district's first clerk. A very sad thing happened to the Temecula Native Americans. Because of a legal problem, they were made to leave their land and were taken to the South Hills of the Temecula Road.
This land later became a Pechanga Indian reservation. As an old-timer said, they just dumped them there. They just dumped them.
The period following the Civil War was a painful time for the people of the South. They were forced to rejoin the Union of the United States of America. It was also a painful time for the Native Americans as well. They were forced off the lands and onto reservations just as they were in Temecula.
In 1863, work has started on a railroad, which stretched from Nebraska to California. The Transcontinental Railroad workforce is met in Utah.
A golden spike joined the two rails. By 1882, 11,500 miles of track had been built in the USA. Temecula also had its share of railroad tracks. Using large Chinese crews, the California Southern Railroad completed its lines from National City to Temecula through the treacherous granite walls of Temecula.
Can't you hear the whistle blowing?
arrival of the railroad, the town of Temecula became established in Old Town, one of the first buildings. The Welty Hotel was built to house those who worked on the railroad. It burned down in 1891 but was rebuilt the way you see it today. The post office was moved from the old Wolf store to Machado store on Main Street.
After winning land for the Temecula land raffle, Philip Pullman founded the Temecula Mercantile on Main Street.
1882 to 1891 was the growth period of Temecula. In fact, because of improved transportation, many people were moving west to settle and begin communities like Temecula. The U.S. government created the Homestead Act. If a person could build a house and prove they could survive, they were given 160 acres for free.
In 1904, Walter Bales and his family bought 85,500 acres. Most of the Temecula Valley and its surrounding land became one of the last great cattle ranches in California.
One morning for pleasure, I sighed out one sure
Francis Scott Key watched the British burn down the city of Washington in the War of 1812.
He was so thrilled to see the flag still flying after Mary Shelley, he wrote down his feelings in a poem. In 1931, his group were put into a tune and chosen to be our national anthem. Please stand and join us in the singing of the Star Spangled Banner. Well, the Vail Ranch was a pretty peaceful place the war was on. From the 1940s to the 1970s, the United States was involved in 4 major wars. In 1918, we fought in World War I. In 1941 to 1945, we fought in World War II.
From 1950 until 1953, we fought in the Korean War. From 1964 until 1972, we fought in Vietnam.
The U.S. had a major depression in the 1930s.
In the early 1940s, a severe drought in the Midwestern caused the area to turn into a massive drought.
Woody Guthrie, a folk singer and writer, wrote this song at a time when many people were losing their homes because they're too poor to make their payments any longer.
This land was made for you.
1964, Vail Ranch was sold to Kaiser Enna Corporation. Developers renamed the land Rancho California. Many people like the country atmosphere, popular wineries, and inexpensive housing available in Temecula. In 1989, Temecula became a city.
From the 60s to the present, there have been many great changes that have made our country a better place for all its citizens.
Women and men of all races can vote and participate in our democracy.
Here are some voices from the recent past that ask us to remember that we are a nation united despite all our differences.
I am John F. Kenny. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country.
I am Martin Luther King Jr. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the meaning of its creed, that all men are created equal.
We love learning about Temecula and how it fit into the history of our country. We love sharing with you. I hope you enjoyed our program. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, parents. They did a wonderful job. Give them one more round of applause. And if you would have seen our rehearsal yesterday, you would know how good this is. Anyway, we're going to leave them up here for a minute. If you want to come up and take some pictures, feel free.
Hey, good to see you. Yeah.